Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, we're about 10 away from 11,000 subscribers, so please do click the subscribe button, and if you could smash a like on the video as well, that would be absolutely fantastic. Lots to get into today. Obviously, kind of the most significant player that we've been linked to so far this summer, Benjamin Sesko, has decided to stay at RB Leipzig, interestingly enough. So we'll be talking about that. What do we do next? Where do we pivot to? Who knows? We'll wait and see. A few other things about potential outgoings, sales that we could have. And there's absolutely loads of you here already, which we absolutely love to see. Luki, Woodsy, Pekka, Jakob, Anubrata, Hypers here, Icarus, Emilio, Mohammed, Core Gamer Zone. Who else? Tom, Leeds Gunner, Ethan Udall, Francisco Oliveira, Magnus Devin, Smithy, King Kai, Emil, and many, many more. Willsy's in here as well. Why are there people putting Arteta out? Why are there so many? Why are there so many people putting Arteta out? I don't really understand what's going on. Arsenal frauds out. What's going on? The Arteta outers are from Mo, if anyone is confused. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Mo, if you've sent people my way, thank you very much. Mo, what a legend. Footy Judge Mo. Unfortunately, some of the people he sent this way, questionable people. But look, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll get on with it. But look, this was the main news today. It came from Fabrizio Romano. Benjamin Sesko has decided to stay at RB Leipzig and sign a new contract on improved terms. Decision made for talented striker, similar to what Haaland decided back in the day at Borussia Dortmund. Sesko will stay at Leipzig with a new gentleman's agreement for a future exit. Now, that new deal, effectively, it keeps him there for another year. So the deal he was already on had him there until 2028. The new deal will keep him there until 2029. But he'll be getting paid more over that time, which is obviously good for him. The one thing that I would slightly worry about is that apparently there is now no real release clause. So we know that he had a release clause already that Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man United apparently were all willing to meet, which is around £55 million. The new release clause, well, there isn't a new release clause. What they now have is a gentleman's agreement. And the gentleman's agreement is that for some figure that no one knows, they will effectively let him go. If a team comes in for him that he wants to move to and they offer whatever this gentleman's agreement figure is, then they'll let him move. But I do worry about gentleman's agreements because it's, the football world can be, there have been times where gentlemen's agreements have been broken, and I'd rather that there was just a contract with a release clause in it. But that isn't the case. So look, I think it's a good decision for Sesko. If you fully take out, whether or not you wanted him at Arsenal, I think if you look at Sesko's decision, at the end of the season, he was really breaking through as the number one striker at Leipzig. He had a fantastic end to the season, but he'd still not put together even one entire full season playing well. I think he will learn and develop and grow much more next season at Leipzig. If he'd come to Arsenal, Havertz would probably have started ahead of him for at least the start of the season, potentially even more. At United, would he start over Højlund? Like, I feel like him and Højlund are really they're not the same player, but they're the same, they're both young, single strikers. Like, that, I don't really understand how that would have worked. And at Chelsea, it's just, Chelsea's Chelsea. Like, I feel like that's a risk for anyone at the moment to go to, because you never know if in 6 months' time they're just going to go and buy another player for your position. So I can kind of understand why he wanted to stay at Leipzig, and it may be one that we're interested in the future. Interestingly, Team News and Ticks said on his Patreon today, I do not expect Arsenal to sign a number 9 this summer. I think Sesko was a market opportunity rather than being, a primary target for the transfer window. And number 9 was not Arsenal's main target. So, look, Team News and Ticks isn't gospel, but it's from what he's hearing, at least, he now doesn't think we're going to go for a number 9. this summer. I think that would be a mistake, personally. I definitely do. The other person that spoke about it was Charles Watts. And Charles Watts said, no panic at Arsenal over Sesko's decision. They are comfortable with what they have, but remain in the market for attacking options. Joshua Zirkzee is still of interest, despite Milan and others pushing for him as well. And I saw another couple of things, basically all referencing that Zirkzee is potentially someone that we're going to turn our attentions to. Now, look, he's 34 million, I think his release clause is. It was rumoured that Milan wanted him, but that may not be happening now. So Zirkzee's maybe one to look at. Again, similar to Sesko, he'd come in and be the understudy. He's not going to come in and start. I still want Gyökeres. We don't hear anything really about Gyökeres anymore. He's still my number one target. Obviously, Isak I'd take as well. But interestingly, and I mentioned this morning, but David Ornstein actually kind of alluded to the fact even he has no idea what's going on. He's like, I don't really know. So the club has massive... And Arteta said he was going to do this. Arteta said he was going to really batten down the hatches in terms of leaks and information getting out of the club. And at this point, even Ornstein doesn't know what's going on. So I think we're working in the dark. I don't think we're going to sign anyone before the start of the Euros. Clearly, we're only 3 days away from it. But I would like us to go for Gyökeres. But who knows? It would be bad, in my opinion, if we don't end up going for a number 9. I think that's a mistake. Because if Havertz gets injured... And by the way, look, Havertz' second half of the season was fantastic. And if he keeps that up, he is our number 1... He's now number 9, right? He's our first choice number 9. What if he gets injured or he gets tired? Then you're back to Jesus or Trossard. And we know that there were games this season that cost us. So I would be frustrated if we didn't end up getting one at all. Do you think we will be working on outgoings as privately as we are incomings? Probably. Is Zirkzee the killer striker we need? I just don't think so. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think he could grow into it. Like I said, if he joined us now, he wouldn't start at the start of next season. Havertz would. Sesko was a window opportunity, not a target. Yeah, that's what Team News and Tick said. I do certainly think he was a window opportunity, but yeah. But equally, right? Let's say that Team News and Ticks is right and that we're not going for a number 9 this summer. That was an expensive... Let's say, right, Arsenal have a list of priority signings for this summer. And it is... If a number 9 isn't on there, let's say the list of priorities is central midfielder, winger, left back. And that's the main 3 priorities. If you go and spend 55 million on Benjamin Sesko, surely that writes off one of those priorities. So how much do you prioritize? And this is if we actually don't prioritize number 9. How much do you prioritize the others if you're willing to drop 55 million on a player? I don't know. But I feel like Isak next summer is our priority. Maybe, but the problem is if Newcastle get back into the Champions League this season, then that becomes even harder again. So I'm not sure. Why not going for Luiz then? Well, we'll talk about that. It came out today. Douglas Luiz is going to Juventus. We spoke about it yesterday, that I thought there was an opportunity there. But according to Fabrizio Romano, it's basically done. Douglas Luiz is going to go to Juventus. And in return, Aston Villa are going to get Weston McKennie, Samuel Eiling Jr. and 20 million euros. So I think that's... I mean, look, I've seen some Villa fans saying it's not actually bad because, the way that they can do whatever they can do on the books with the 20 million euros is good for their PSR. It's all they needed for their PSR, and they're getting Weston McKennie and Samuel Eiling Jr. But I don't know. My only assumption is if other Premier League clubs made a similar offer to Villa, they'd have said no. Villa are like, okay, if we're losing Douglas Luiz, we're not losing him to another Premier League team in the competition that we're competing in, which was why they've allowed him to go. But I think that's a brilliant deal for Juventus. How Juventus have got Douglas Luiz effectively with 20 million euros. Now, yeah, okay, they've thrown a couple of players in, but I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. I'm not really sure what's in it for Douglas Luiz either. I can't imagine he's getting paid a decent amount by Juventus. You know, they don't have money. Juventus don't have money. And by the way, do you know how I know Juventus? Sorry. Do you know how I know Juventus don't have money? This came out from Tutto Mercato today. Jar pissed off this made me, right? Incoming Juventus manager Thiago Motta has made a specific request for the club to sign Jakub Kiwior. Okay? So their new manager has made a specific request to sign Jakub Kiwior. How much do you think they're willing to pay for Jakub Kiwior? How much do you think they're willing to pay? Because apparently they've deemed 20 million euros, which is what? 16 million quid? 16 million quid they've deemed to be excessive and believe that Arsenal should lower their demands later this summer. Fucking 16 million quid they think is excessive. That is a disgrace. Like, we should tell them, if they come knocking and they say that, tell them to fuck off. Go and earn some money. Go and make some money and come back. How would we make a loss on Jakub Kiwior? We bought Jakub Kiwior when he was, and I say relatively unknown, but performing at a decent level in Serie A. We brought him in. We've developed him. He's learned and grown and developed within the best defence in the Premier League. When he was called upon this season, he stepped up, played out of his natural position, and contributed incredibly well to the continuing best defence in the Premier League. And we're saying he's lost value. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And if we do, I mean, but even within that, it says, and again, this is Tutto Mercato, so I don't know. But even within that, they've said Arsenal want at least 20 million euros. So even within that, we're apparently willing to accept 20 million euros. What are we doing? What are we doing? 20 million euros. How are we making a loss on Kiwior? How much did we get him for? Wasn't it like 20? I want to say it was like low 20 million pounds. Like 20. I'll search it. It was like 20 million. No, it's like 23 million quid or something. What was it? It was. Oh no, it was 90. No, it was basically that. It was basically exactly the same. It was basically 20 million euros. So, well, that's transfer market anyway. Transfer market reckon it was 19.5 million euros. I swear it was more than that. I swear it was more than 19.5 million euros. I'm certain. It was more than 19. Yeah, according to Football London, it was 21 million pounds, which is like 25 million euros. Anyway, if we sell him for 20 million euros, we're not making a profit, which is a joke. So that's the main takeaway here. That is the main takeaway. Why do teams keep trying to bend us over? Sell him for 35? I'll just keep him at that point. You know, I've said I think either Tomiyasu or Kiwior goes, right? Because I think they take up the same squad slot, right? So I think one of them goes. But me, if that's all you're going to get for him, keep him. He's worth more to Arsenal at that point. Embarrassing that we sell like a small club. We don't even sell like a small club. I don't know what we sell like. Small clubs actually sell their players for decent money these days. Small clubs are the ones that gets the most money for it. If he played for Crystal Palace, he'd be up at 50 million. I'm not saying that Palace are a small club, but I'm not saying Palace are a small. If he was at Spurs, no, they are a small club. No. Anyway, the point is, I don't want to lose him for 16 million quid. That's the point. Rory, who would you deem better than Luiz? There aren't many. When I made that video a couple of months ago about my dream summer window and Douglas Luiz was up there in the midfield list, honestly, I don't think there are that many options that are better. I don't. Bruno G's probably better. And then there are some names that I'm like, I don't know for sure that they're better. Like João Neves, right? Potential is there. Arsenal sell like a billionaire on Vinted. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Kiwior's the only backup at left centre back. Well, yeah, but Tomiyasu is as well, right? If you think about it, when Gabriel went off against Everton on the final day of the season, it was Tomiyasu that came on, which is why I think they take up the same squad slot. Left centre back, left back. The difference is Tomiyasu can also do right back, which makes it slightly different. But Bruno G slightly better, but Luiz for that price is crazy good. Yeah, exactly. If you were to say, I mean, what do you think the value of that is for Douglas Luiz? 20 million euros plus Weston McKennie plus Samuel Eiling Jr. I mean, Weston McKennie, what did he go back to? What's Weston McKennie worth? Because realistically, Weston McKennie, we saw him play in the Premier League and it wasn't very good, but then people blame the manager. He has been decent for Juventus. So they bought him for 21 million euros in 2021. That's what Juve paid for him. So let's say that his value's neither improved or decreased. 21 million euros plus 20 million euros. Samuel Eiling Jr., I mean, I don't know, 10 million euros, 15 million euros maybe. I reckon they've paid a value of about. We directed you from the MHF channel. I appreciate that, Mo. Mo, what a legend. Mo and Hassam. If you don't follow Mo and Hassam's second newer channel, MHF, go and follow it. Two absolute legends. I hope you're doing well as well, Mo. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than me. Anyway, 50 million euros. What's that? 40 million quid. So if you're talking Douglas Luiz at 40 million quid or Bruno G at like 100 million or whatever it is that Newcastle want, obviously Douglas Luiz is way better value. Eiling Jr., another winger they don't need. What? At Villa? Yeah, what position does Eiling... What? The thing is, he's barely played. But what position would Eiling Jr. actually... So he's predominantly played as a left winger. Maybe they could do with a left winger, to be fair. They could probably do with a left winger. He's young, though. They might even make a profit on it. They could probably integrate him a little bit into the squad. In fact, do you know what they'll do? This is what Villa will do. They'll integrate him into the squad a little bit next season, maybe in some cup games and stuff, and then they'll sell him. And they'll make a profit on it. That's what they'll do. Rodgers, Diaby, and Bailey? Yeah. That's what they'll do. They'll just flip him. 100%. In my opinion, Mikel doesn't see Martinelli as a long-term starter for us. It's been quite evident for some time. Those Rashford links make much more sense now. In my opinion, we are in for Rodrigo or Simons. I think the Rashford links were... I don't massively think Rashford links were there. I think he's still very much on Martinelli's side, if I'm honest. I think he played Martinelli for quite a while when maybe Martinelli didn't deserve to be getting played ahead of Trossard. So I think he's still on him. Xavi Simons, I would love. I don't think PSG want to get rid of him yet. They want to loan him again. And Rodrigo, to all intents and purposes, has no intention of leaving Real Madrid. So I don't know. We aren't getting Rodrigo. Why would he leave? Yeah, exactly. I like Jean Neves. Yeah, but they want 120 million for him. The problem is they want 120 million and it's like what they did with Enzo. They just won't let him go. Anyway, a couple of other things. Ed Aarons in The Guardian today said there is understood to be strong interest in Thomas Partey from Saudi Arabia. Now, we know that Saudi Arabia have been interested in Thomas Partey before. The issue is that Thomas Partey doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. He wants to stay in Europe. So that will continue to be an issue. Look, if it comes down to it and the offer is there from Saudi and we've just got to convince Thomas Partey to leave. If the offer's there and Arsenal want to accept it. If he's insisting on staying in Europe and the only supposed links from Europe for Thomas Partey are Italy, then once again, we're back to looking at Italy, where every team other than Inter Milan is broke, and we're not going to get good money for him. So he needs to go to Saudi, realistically. Who do you think will be an underrated player at the Euros? Also, over 300 people and less than 100 likes. Underrated player at the Euros, I think, will be Xavi Simons. In terms of, I think he's going to be young player of the tournament. Yeah, if you could hit the like button though, if you could hit the like button, there are over 300 of you here. Try and hit 100 likes on the live. And have we hit 11,000 subscribers yet? Look at the number of subscribers I'm on. If it says subscribe in red because you haven't already done it, and I'm on under 11,000 subscribers, you're a criminal. You are a criminal. Rafa Leao would be a great pick from AC as their brokies too. Yeah, we've just never really been linked to him. I just don't feel like he's an Arteta player. I really don't think he's an Arteta player. How much do you think Calafiori will be? What's your opinion on him? I'll be honest, I've not seen a huge amount of Calafiori play. We went and stat checked him, right? We'll bring it up again. Oh wait, I need to click present. Hang on. 2 tickety boos. Right. So, here we go. We went and did this before. Calafiori. How do you spell it? How do you spell it? There you go. Look at the green. Look at this. That's arousing. That's arousing. And then, I mean, look. Maybe it wasn't as green as I thought. What's this looking at? Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here. I started panicking then. I was like, maybe I got it wrong. I hit 11K. We've hit 11K. We've hit 11K. Sensational. Thank you. Thank you very much. Honestly, genuinely though, for all of you that tune into the streams and have subscribed and liked and turn up every day, genuinely incredibly grateful. You know, over the last week, I've had a couple of opportunities with Arsenal and with the charity match at the weekend that are genuinely like amazing things to do. And I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So there you go. That's the soppy bit. But genuinely, I do appreciate it. Anyway, back to the greenery. Look at this. This is greenery. And he plays as a left back, left centre back, right? So he could be the left back, left centre back. He could be. Anyway, so yeah. But I haven't seen much of him actually play. So that's the flip side of that. You know, we can't always just rely on greenery. Are you back on Twitch tonight? You have been missed over there? Yes, I am back on Twitch tonight. I'm going to soldier through it. I mean, I am still dealing with this man flu. But there's Foot Champs. I've got to finish Foot Champs. So we'll be live on Twitch. Link is down in the description to the Twitch channel. I'll be live in about 3 hours, basically. About 10:15, I'll go live. So we're playing Foot Champs. Lots to do. But yeah, I will be live. And I'm excited to be back. And I appreciate those of you that have patiently waited for my return. I'm getting a bit stressed that none of our targets seem to go our way. This team is very good, but we have seen that we need new signings to raise the floor if we want to win the league. I am not stressed. Like I said, I think we're working in the dark. I think we're working in the dark. I think Arteta wanted to keep things quiet, and things are quiet. You know, unless you think that Arsenal, even the targets that we've had, David Ornstein's never really gone for, other than Sesko, because we know that eventually there was genuine interest there and we made the proposal. Other than Sesko, Ornstein's not really alluded to any significant target because he doesn't know. So it's either Arsenal aren't working on anything, which based on the last few years just isn't going to be a thing, or we are working on things and we're keeping it very close to our chest, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong. It makes it more difficult to make content, and it'd be easier if we could sit here and discuss players that we know we're going for. But it's smart. It's beneficial for no one to know who you're going for, so that other teams can't come in and try and take them off you. So it's good. It's good. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. We have a plan C and a plan B and a plan C every window past few years. Yeah, look. More often than not, over the last few years, our plan B options have worked out well anyway. Probably better than the plan A options would have done. So it's a good thing. If you had to predict the first player we signed based on links, who do you think it will be? Literally. Yeah, other than Raya. I couldn't tell you. That's the whole thing. That's the crazy thing, right? I honestly could not tell you. I don't know. For context, Luton Stadium holds 11,500 people, so we could practically fill that. There you go. That is sensational. That is sensational. Trossardinho plan B cooked. Trossard worked. Lineup for Sunday. I think the line. Well, do you want my lineup for Sunday, or do you want the lineup I think we'll have on Sunday? Because they're two different things. Do you want mine, or do you want the lineup that I'm 99% sure Gareth Southgate is going to go for? Why are people fussed? It's June 11th. Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. I think it's because over the last few windows, we've normally got a signing done early in the window. Now I know that technically the window hasn't even started yet, but thoughts on Brahim Diaz? I like Brahim Diaz, but I don't like the way his career's gone so far. I'm not sure that it's a reliable signing to make. I actually like your shout for Germany to win it, by the way. I think they could. I'd be happy for Kai. Yeah, I think Germany are going to win it. That is my prediction. My prediction is Germany win it. The predicted lineup that I'm 99% sure Gareth Southgate is going to go with: Pickford in goal, Walker at right back, Stones, Guehi, Trippier at left back, Rice, Trent Alexander-Arnold as the midfield 2, with Bellingham ahead of them, Saka off the right, Foden off the left, and Harry Kane up top. It is the most safe, or I would almost say boring lineup that he can go for, right? There are a handful of players that if he doesn't play, there will be chaos. Foden, I would argue, if he wants to play Bellingham at 10, Foden shouldn't play. But there is no way that he will drop Foden. So Foden will be put on the left, even though it's not the optimal solution for the team. Because if we have Saka and Foden on the wings, Kane drops deep, he looks to play it into someone behind, they're probably not there. He'll play Walker at right back, because he hasn't got the balls to play Trent at right back. He'll play Trent in midfield, because he hasn't got the balls to not play Trent. And so that'll be the team. And he'll play Trippier at left back, because that's what he's done for most of the warm-up games. But that's what he'll do. My team would be a bit more radical. Pickford in goal, Trent at right back, Konza at right centre-back. I think Konza has looked better than Guehi. Stones at left centre-back, Joe Gomez at left back, and that effectively becomes a back three with Trent moving much further forward. So you have basically a back three of Konza, Stones, and Joe Gomez. A midfield pivot of Wharton and Declan Rice. Bellingham ahead of them. Saka off the right. Eze off the left. Kane up top. That would be mine. That would be mine. A little bit radical. A bit too radical for Gareth Southgate. But I think that's the best team we could go for. When have you ever said, wow, Foden played really well today when he played for England? That says it all about Foden. I agree. I've never... Wharton already. Gamble. But remember when we brought Saka in? And everyone was like, he's not ready. Some players, I'm just like, he's ready. Wharton looks so composed in every situation I've seen him in. I just think you could put him in and he'd be fine. And in terms of like the profiles that I think would blend the best, I think he'd bang. Put me in the 11. I could fix the left back issue. Give Southgate a call. Get Southgate on the blower. Neves after Euros, there'll be competitors. Trust, go now. Yeah, but you can't go now if it's 120 million. You can't just drop 120 million release clause on him now. Who do you think gets Elise in the end? Chelsea. Apparently, Chelsea have agreed personal terms with him now. So when was the last time Chelsea agreed personal terms with someone other than Elise himself? I think last summer, when they've agreed personal terms and then not signed a player. Like Todd Boehly doesn't take no for an answer from a club. He will pay whatever Palace demand eventually. He'll just do it. Bellingham 10, Foden 8, Rice 6. Foden can't do the defensive work as an 8. Foden cannot do the defensive work to play 8, in my opinion, at least. That leaves Rice unbelievably exposed. And actually, you don't want Rice to have to do that much defensive work Because when Rice presses aggressively, he wins the ball back in really good positions. But he won't be able to press aggressively if it's Foden alongside him. It'd just be too risky. They don't even need him. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know what Chelsea are doing, but they don't need him. They don't need half the players they've got, but they just go and get them anyway. It's just what they do. Rice, Mainu, Foden, Gordon. What? So you drop Bellingham and put? No, thank you. I don't even think Mainu's ready. I don't think Mainu's ready. Look, I think he's a great player, but I don't think he's ready. Can we hit 100 likes? Yeah, come on. 100 likes, please. Click the like button. Come on, click the like button. Can see Gallagher playing? Nah, I don't think Gallagher will play. We've seen someone already reported that apparently it's like basically already been decided that Trent was going to play in the midfield anyway. Plus, the numbers, the squad numbers genuinely do mean something when it comes to tournaments. And other than Luke Shaw, who's number 3, 1 to 11 is the 11 that I gave you with the 11 that I predicted. So Trippier is 12 because Luke Shaw is 3. But if you swap in Trippier for Luke Shaw, the other 10 players are 1 to 11. And that genuinely does mean a lot when it comes to that sort of thing. So, yeah, it was Matt Law that reported it. Yeah, it was. Trent in midfield is a potential disaster. Maybe. I do worry about it defensively. If you've got Trent as the only good thing is that you've got Saka at right wing who will do the defensive work. Like, Saka's defensive work rate is unbelievable. So he'll do the defensive work. But otherwise, on that right-hand side, arguably you've got Trent and then Walker. And if Walker is anything like he's been recently in terms of being left out of position and just being awful in the press, then I think we would have a problem. But Bellingham ain't Zidane. Not good for a 10 if you force him. Well, he did all right for Real Madrid at 10 this year, didn't he? He did all right for Real Madrid at 10. Trent was a midfielder growing up. It ain't going to be a disaster. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Trent will be in the early games. It'll be fine. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is. First person to get it right in the chat wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. So get your fingers on your keyboards because we are starting now. Clue number 1. This player scored 27 goals in 125 games for Arsenal. Clue number 1. This player scored 27 goals in 125 games for Arsenal. Clue number 2. They won the Premier League twice. Clue number 2. They won the Premier League twice. Clue number 3. They joined Arsenal from Marseille. Clue number 3. They joined Arsenal from Marseille. Clue number 4, they were banned from football for a year in 2018. Clue number 4, they were banned from football for a year in 2018. And clue number 5, they made 41 appearances for Le France. They made 41 appearances for France. There you go. Lots of you have got it. Who got it first? Am I going to get VAR checked? Time will tell. Let's make sure I don't get VAR checked. Okay. We've gone back to the top. We're coming down. And the first person to get it right was Alex Suter. It was indeed Sami Nasri, and Alex Suter got it first. Congratulations to Alex. MM was second. Kinkai was third. Jamie was fourth. And Ethan Udall was fifth. So there you go. Congratulations to Alex Suter. VAR, Mr. Adam for me. Oh, God. Willsy's VAR checking me. It's Mr. Adam. Shit. Mr. Adam. Where did Mr. Adam say it? Okay, on my screen, Even after Alex Suter said Nasri, Mr. Adam said Perez. He said Kanu. He said Ramsey. Wait. He said Diaby. Oh, he said Nasri. Alex Suter did not win. Goal given, Mr. Adam. Mr. Adam, I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. I do apologize. Mr. Adam won it. Mr. Adam won it. Alex Suter was offside. You shouldn't doubt me. No, I know. I know. I shouldn't doubt. I shouldn't doubt. Listen, Dermot Gallagher, we'll roll him out in the morning. We'll roll Dermot out in the morning. If you want to address your letters of complaint to Mr. Howard Webb, then feel free. But there you go. Alex Suter said I'm third on mine. Well, there you go. You might apparently Jamie was second as well. Hey, look, I've got man flu. My head's not in the game. My head's not in the game. My head isn't in the game. That's a fair excuse. That is a fair excuse. Anyway, it's time for Guess the Non-Gooner. It is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal. You have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community, but not as much respect as Mr. Adam currently has. This player started their career at Lens. They started their career at Lens. They went on loan to Tottenham Hotspur. They then moved permanently to Tottenham Hotspur. They went on loan to QPR. They went on loan to QPR again. They then moved permanently to QPR. They then went on loan to Fulham. They then went on loan to AC Milan. They then permanently moved to Benfica. They then went on loan to Genoa. They then moved to Al Nassr. So there you go. Started their career at Lens, loaned to Tottenham, permanently to Tottenham. From Tottenham on loan to QPR, on loan to QPR again, permanently to QPR, on loan to Fulham, on loan to AC Milan, permanently to Benfica, permanently to Genoa, and permanently to Al Nassr. And there are lots of you that have got it correct, but who was first to get it correct? Who was first? Who was first? Lots of you saying Openda. It was not Openda. And the first person to get it was, it's Ultra Pro Gamer. Ultra Pro Gamer missed out a couple of letters, but we'll give it to him. It's Adel Tarat. It is indeed Adel Tarat. Ultra Pro Gamer was first. Amar was second. Raccoon Whisperer was third. Ryan Henderson was fourth. And Nick Alt was fifth. So there you go. And I don't think I'm going to get VAR checked. I think I was correct. Dubs and a total guess. There you go. So much more fair when Sportcat isn't here. Yeah, Sportcat letting people get a win. Letting people get a win. There you go. VAR spot on. Good process, boys. Look, that is going to be the end of the stream. I massively appreciate you all for joining. I am going to be live on Twitch, as I said, about 10:15. Link is down in the description for that. Other than that, I'll be back live tomorrow, normal time. Have a fantastic evening, and I will catch you all either later or tomorrow. Goodbye.